In high school, I had a best friend who knew everything about me. So of course, I knew everything about her too. All 4 years of school, we were inseparable, having most of our classes together and spending all of our free time together. Yet, when she started skipping school to sleep throughout the day and avoiding coming out of her house to see anybody, especially me, I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why all she wanted to do was lay in bed all day, and the only person she wanted to see was her boyfriend. And I really couldn't understand why she blamed all of this on her mental illness. Before I get into my main topic, I think it's important for me to briefly explain what anxiety is, but let me start with what it isn't. Anxiety is not an emotion, it's not being overly dramatic, and most importantly, it's not all in your imagination. Anxiety is basically a constant state of fear or worry that an irrational situation is going to occur. It's the most common mental illness diagnosed in the United States, and according to behavioralhealth.com, roughly 18% of American adults are diagnosed with some type of anxiety disorder. Many people with anxiety deal with the physical symptoms more so than the emotional symptoms. Some of these symptoms include headache, upset stomach, shortness of breath, feeling weak, dizziness, and heart palpitations. And most people who have anxiety disorders, especially generalized anxiety disorder, experience all of these simultaneously. It's important to know these symptoms so that when you or a friend is feeling anxious, you can get your body calmed down without having to realize that you're feeling anxious because your mind is telling you. Your body will tell you almost as much as your mind will, especially in generalized anxiety disorder. Personally, for me, it's important for me to know so that I can calm my body down before I get too miserable, because all of these symptoms mixed together can make someone really sick. It's also important for me to know so that whenever my friend is feeling this way, I can go and ask her, and I can tell just by her physical signs, and then I can empathize with her. Just like in high school, when I didn't understand why my friend didn't want to see me and why she just stayed in bed all day long, it's really hard for most people to understand this, especially when they blame it openly on their mental disorder. That's why it's important for us to be more understanding towards our friends and family who are suffering from this when they're moody, irritable, or just want to be alone. Suffering from all these symptoms makes you sick, it makes you not want to socialize, and all it makes you want to do is lie down. So this leads into my next point. Another big part of our lives that's affected by anxiety is sleep. Being this physically miserable would make anyone want to lie down and take a nap. Unfortunately, when you feel this way all the time, it's going to interfere with your daily tasks. But on the other hand, when people with anxiety can't sleep at night because of their never resting minds, you're going to feel tired throughout the next day, which also interferes with your daily tasks that you have to complete. So a lack of sleep can affect your immune system and make your mental state worse for obvious reasons. But excessive sleep can cause more anxiety due to the fact that you're going to be stressed about everything that you failed to do because you were sleeping. Sometimes I and many others have to force ourselves out of bed to do simple things like take a shower, go to work, and even follow through with lunch plans with friends. The feeling of dread that people get with anxiety is even worse in people who have depression as well. Anxiety and depression are diagnosed together more than any other two mental illnesses in the United States, according to CalmClinic.com. Anxiety causes fearful thoughts and a constant worry that become habitual, and eventually these negative thoughts are going to lead to depression. In addition, having such an irregular sleep pattern can have a huge role in the rise of depression in people who have anxiety. The presence of an anxiety disorder is likely to cause depression on its own. However, when paired with bad sleeping habits, the chances are even greater. Anxiety is a serious health issue that has very negative stigmas. However, being educated on this will help promote the idea that just like a broken leg or a brain tumor, anxiety is an illness that the victim does not have control over. I ask that you use the information I've given you today to advocate for those suffering and advocate for the increase in treatment for those friends and family members that may be suffering from this. Thank you.